I mean, Cleveland was their first game. They looked pretty crisp, and it just seemed like you guys fell behind. What can you take away from that?
Well, we were minus 11 first two games too, so you know, we have to play better. I don't think that, you know, certainly I think overall in the first week it has not been effective.
Along those same lines, it was the first time you guys started against a bigger lineup. How much of an evaluation process do you have to go through to see whether that's your best option against those bigger lineups? Is that a thing where you're just confident that it will be?
Well, I think anytime you have that, you better score, right? So you better be able to spread it out, drive it, score it. To do that, obviously, find the right matchups, get great shots, all those things. And at the same time, I thought we looked like a sieve defensively. So the difference with Baines and Robert Williams in the game was noticeable, and Tice at the rim. And so we have to take that into consideration as we move forward.
What do you guys have to do better with that smaller group that Baines kind of covered up when he was with the starters last year?
Well, I think anytime that, you know, it always starts, and we'll go back and look at it, we'll start and see, you always start with, are you doing it well enough? So are you executing techniques? Are you doing it hard enough? All that. Then you move to, do we need to change it? And what very well could be change either personnel or system. And so we'll figure out where it is right now. But you know, I couldn't be more unimpressed after our first 3 exhibition games.
Is there anything to be said for going through training camp and now 3 preseason games and coming off of a season where you had key injuries and you're trying to reintegrate people back into the roster?
I don't think it should be an excuse for, you know, doing things right.
Just defensively, Brad, what are the biggest points of concern for you right now? How confident are you have the time now to kind of shape that up?
Say wide open layups, wide open threes, wide open shots, fouls. You know, directing the ball, being able to get into the body of the ball handler without fouling, being able to pull over and pick and roll and be in the right spot. Pretty much everything. I mean, we got a lot of work to do. It's pretty clear.
Do you have the confidence that you have the time to do it here before the regular season in terms of with that smaller group?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, I think obviously we've done a lot of work up to this point. It hasn't translated, so it needs to be taught better.
Coach, follow up on that, just with the kind of the reverse preseason that you got immediately into the games, and then you have essentially another space of training camp after play ends. How can that potentially help with working on these things? And also, what are the difficulties of working on those things without game action?
You know, as long as it all applies, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about, you know, you're willing to do all those little hard things that lead to winning, and thus far we haven't.
Brad, do you think this bump in the road in the long run will be beneficial, that the team couldn't just come out there and dominate off of talent alone? And that
no team does that. You have to play together, you have to play the right way. If you have really good players and they all do that, then you can have a special year.
Brad, the 3-point shooting throughout the preseason, good looks and just not going in, bad looks?
A little bit of both. I thought at the end of the game we missed a bunch of them that were pretty good looks. Like I thought Walt Lemon's penetration made a huge difference in his ability to kick and make plays. And you know, we don't have a lot of high volume 3-point shooters in that group, or even in you know, some of our other groups that we've played. But we'll go back and we'll look at whether or not those were good shots or not. But it's just more of it was more of a lack of work to get a good look, and I think that sometimes when you don't work like that, the ball doesn't go in. So you know, we're not as good as advertised right now, and so at least we know that. At least we know that one weekend. Thank you.